Start. Hello, Bala. Welcome to Bits and Banter once again.
Good afternoon. What are we supposed to do? Spin a yarn?
Yes, we are spinning a yarn today because we found we have a lot of free time.
Okay.
So typically, obviously, since now I'm sure some of you might have already figured out, we are actually talking about spin in this IPL, in this league phase. And let us see what has happened over the last 20, 24, 27, 28 days.
Yeah, nearly
So,
going to be 30 days. We
30
started
days
on
now, yeah.
September 19th. We are on October 16th. That's when we are recording this.
Yes. So I'll just read out some numbers, Bala, for you. We are talking about spinners, but then please don't get worried because I'm going to read most of the names I read. You might wonder since when did they become spinners? In Bits and Banter, they can become spinners. So which is why the show is Bits and Banter. So
we give a spin to a lot of things.
Yes. We spin anything. So we have Kagiso Rabada with 19 wickets, Jofra Archer with 12. So some of it might be different because they would have, wickets would have increased by the time you see.
These are all generally bowlers.
Yes, they are all bowlers. So Rashid Khan is right at the top of the list among spinners with Yuzvendra Chahal. Both of them with 10 wickets each. And then we go down the line, we have Bishnoi with 8 wickets. I think Bishnoi got a couple. What did he get a wicket in case?
Yesterday?
I can't remember. I don't think so.
No, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. Yeah. And then again there is a gap. Then Akshar Patel and Ashwin are at 7 each.
Okay.
So 7 each. And I definitely want to bring in Murugan Ashwin, who had taken 3 wickets. I think he took 2 more yesterday. I think.
2 more. Yesterday was 2 more.
2 more yesterday. So
that would put him on 5.
No, it won't put him on 5. In the list of spinners, it would put him on 5. Amongst the list of all bowlers, it will probably put him around 25 or 26.
No, I merely said that would put him on
5 wickets.
5 wickets.
Yeah, you're correct. So in terms of economy rates, you have a spinner at number 2. It is Washington Sundar. Again, we have not taken yesterday's match into account. So he's at 4.9. Rashid is at 5.3. Aksar is at 5.5. Mohammad Nabi is at 5.7. And Ashwin is at 6.7. Amit Mishra is at 7.2. Poor chap, he didn't complete. So you see where spinners are actually important. I think these two numbers give us a pretty clear idea of what spinners have been doing this IPL. So do you agree with that? Are spinners an option?
Most certainly.
Stop run option, or are they a wicket taking option?
They are wicket taking options, certainly. See, sometimes what happens in cricketers, it is not. You bowl at one end where you create a lot of opportunities, but unfortunately the bowlers cannot take wicket. But the other person from the other end generally takes wicket. So these things are quite interrelated in my view. But aside from those things, they are wicket-taking options, certainly.
Yeah.
In going forward, when the pitches are expected to be very slow and meandering in terms of their essential character, the spinners will come into fore even more. So I guess they are not just run-containing options; they are wicket-taking options for certain. And of course, that has been always the case in India when IPL was always held in India. They were certain because in Indian conditions, especially in places like Chepauk and other towns, spinners always were at the top. Chennai's legend was built on spinners, man. Jadeja, Ashwin, the previous editions, Purple Cap owner Imran Tahir. So Chennai has had a great success with spinners, not to speak of Mumbai Indians.
Which brings me to the question. Look, on more than one occasion, we have actually seen spinners not being used as a potent weapon. If I might, even yesterday's match.
I don't get it.
As a potent weapon, somebody who's a wicket-taking person more than a containment specialist. So this is where I find a little bit of a challenge because they're saying something, they're doing something else is what I see it as. It's not happening as it happened in India. So is the Middle East worrying the captains and
I don't know. See, you
data
have a
guys.
point. You have, because since these so-called data analysts are calling the shots in a manner they were not allowed in previous times. This is a bit of a worry, and especially after last night's match, your point is pretty valid because the way Washington Sundar was used. See, right in the power play, he was a wicket-taking option. In the power plays, he had taken wickets, but you had him around eighth over, I guess, eighth over or ninth over.
Yeah, true.
So captains are being influenced not by their ability of their spinners, but by the decisions taken by people sitting in front of computers and working out ideas and strategies based on some kind of a statistics.
So let me ask you another question, which is a supplementary to this. See, in test matches, where you have multiple sessions to play, we are talking about 2-hour sessions, 3 2-hour sessions at least. Sometimes the last session extends into 3.5 hours or 4 hours also, if there is time. So when you are winning session by session, analytics and matchups
exactly
could make sense. So in 20 overs, how much does a matchup really make a difference?
See, a spinner, despite the short nature of the game in T20, the spinner can still work out a batsman, Raj. See, we saw it in the match between, say, CSK and SRH, which was a class. See, you take the case of the way Ravindra Jadeja bowled to the Johnny Bairstow. Sorry, I was about to talk of his dad, David Bairstow. Sorry, Johnny Bairstow.
Generational difference.
Generational difference. See, for 3 deliveries, he kept bowling. I mean, typical of Jadeja, he kept firing it in, and suddenly he slipped one with some kind of the typical left arm armor, left arm spinner. That was clearly set up. A spin bowler had really, within the context of the game, it was actually worked out very nicely. It had all the nuances of a test match cricket.
Yes.
Within that small window of opportunity that Ravindra Jadeja had.
Yeah, true. Even yesterday we are talking about recent matches because I'm sure that is in public memory by the time you guys
and our own memory also.
Our own memory. So yesterday you had Murugan Ashwin do the same thing.
Exactly.
Right? He did the same thing. I mean, in fact,
he got two.
Yeah, he got wickets and he actually kept Kohli under check. I mean, remember that. I'll say it again. Kohli under check.
Yeah.
Amongst one of the best guys against spin.
Spin. And even with the way he got Finch out. Finch nicked one behind for a boundary, which was slightly fortuitous. But immediately the delivery after that, he kind of slipped in a typical googly.
Yeah.
Thrown up in the air. But after the pitching, it kind of hastened. You can almost call it as some kind of a flipper or anything. It's not exactly a flipper. Almost, it's a googly kind of a thing. But it hastened after pitching, and it kind of clearly worked out Finch. Finch was playing the wrong line.
Yeah, today I saw some stat coming up from somewhere. I don't remember where I read it. I was in casual reading. I came across again some statistics which said that Kohli and AB de Villiers, they have put on 22. They have had 22 partnerships, out of which in 14 cases or something like that they were dismissed by spinners.
Okay.
So now my point is that they bat at a certain point in time in the match, right? And that is usually, coinciding with when spinners are bowling.
When spinners operate, exactly.
Now, where is this data coming from? Where is the context to the data?
See, the context has to come from the people who analyze the data. The numbers, exactly.
Yeah, numbers itself don't mean anything, right? That is exactly my point. So now,
very good point, exactly.
Yeah. So they gave all the data. My only question to the person who brought out the data and wrote the article is very simple. Fine, that data holds good. I'm not disputing that. You got the numbers right. Is there any other way possible? Because when do these guys bat? Early in the power play and then continue beyond that. So you have spinners operating. There is a good chance that the chance of getting out to a spinner is more because you have 2 spinners operating. Sometimes in CSK's case, there would be 3 spinners.
Exactly.
So, the death over as far as CSK is concerned is 17, 18, not even 17, 18, 19, 20 usually. Yeah. In India.
You're right. The context has to come from people who are reading it and making ideas out of that.
Correct.
That is not happening.
Yeah.
See, I'm not belittling this strategist or anything because some of the people are certainly very cricket savvy and very smart people. It is not just that I'm basically against strategists or anything. I'm all for that. But provided they come up with right analysis or right, what do I
Context.
say? I mean, context. The extrapolation has to be right.
Correct. So unless you extrapolate that, so which is where I am feeling a little uneasy about the way spinners were being used. And one more example I want to give. Uh, Everyone talks about sort of bowling on to a certain, I mean, bowling fast, spinners bowling fast, keeping runs under check and hoping that the batsman will sort of try to get under one of them and sort of knock it, and the big boundaries will yield a catch. I mean, this seems to be a narrative that is being spun around today. Now, look at the exceptions. Amit Mishra was actually happily tossing up the ball, and he was bowling at 70 kilometers per hour, 70, 75 kilometers per hour.
Chahal did last night.
Yeah, and that 1 over, Chahal did it beautifully. I mean,
beautifully. That was brilliant to watch.
Man. Yeah, so yeah, the game was probably over. They were having fun, but then now Chahal probably will.
But that was brilliant. You're right.
He will go back and scratch his head and wonder, I mean, why am I not bowling this?
That was as exciting as watching Rabada and Northia the previous
precisely. Ashwin getting Steven Smith. What was that?
He held one back, got him.
Yeah. I mean, just had more revs on the ball. I mean, it dips, and then this guy doesn't know what to do. He hits it back, and then I mean, it didn't even look like a catch. I mean, it's like gully cricket. That's what we used to do. See, brilliant, no?
The importance of spinners is also kind of working on captain's mind.
Yeah.
Often in bizarre way, because then again, I will immediately go back to last night's match where, because of the leg spinners in the Kings 11 Punjab, the Punjab lineup, you had RCB having RCB changing its batting lineup.
Yeah, precisely.
So on the face of it, at least by going by what Kohli said, they changed it because the leg spinners were operating, and sending a left-hand batsman would on the occasion would seem to be the better bet.
Yeah,
I mean, that is the idea they worked on.
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't work well. That's a different story, because you don't stop AB de Villiers from
cricket. Not just that.
Absolute hogwash.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, any sport, you can't play to the other person's weakness. You need to play to your strength, right? So if Rafael Nadal plays in a different, sorry to bring in tennis, it's just a personal favorite, I guess.
No, it's perfectly legitimate.
Yeah. So if Rafael Nadal has a certain way of playing. What is his name? Roger Federer has a certain. Djokovic has a certain way of playing. Roger Federer has a certain way of playing. Even if Rafael Nadal were to play, say, somebody from the past. I mean, if you look at a generation before, I mean, you had a scenario where Stefan Edberg and Boris Becker were serve and volley guys.
Yes.
Right? You still had an Agassi who came and who started beating them, right? From the base.
But to put it otherwise, Edberg also tried to volley his way through in a French Open final.
Yes, he did that. Yeah,
he did that.
So
he stuck to his this. Though
that's the point.
It was not. It was not so successful, but
he didn't change because the situation. And then you had poor guy Ivan Lendl who tried everything to win a Wimbledon. He couldn't. So, yeah, he had a complete game. I mean, if you remember, his game was pretty complete.
Just that he was not very confident, and he said the grass is strictly for cows.
Cows, yeah.
He almost sounded like a BJP guy.
He probably was. I don't know. So I mean, see, my point is simple. I mean, if you see, spinners have a strength. I think both of us are agreed on that. I think we have agreed on everything, man. We didn't argue at all. Whatever. So
no, man, that's not right.
Yeah. So we see. My point is that they have their strength. We have known it. See, when IPL started, it was considered to be a fast bowler's game, and then suddenly you saw spinners coming, and today spinners are essential. Then we had another scenario where they started talking leg spinner, off spinner is not good, leg spinner is good. Today we have all kinds of spinners.
Mystery spinners.
Yeah. Which basically means that you don't understand it. The batsman is figuring it out for all you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Talking of mystery spinner, Varun Chakravarti is the guy, or even Sunil Narayan, though unfortunately he is out. But Varun Chakravarti has been impressive. He has been impressive.
Yeah. So to me, there have been. I mean, I can't think of one spinner, to be honest, Bala. I mean, think of all the spinners you have. I mean, I don't have the teams readily available. I can sort of pull it up
I can. You can tell me, Raj.
Yeah. So you look at it. Take any team. You look at Mumbai Indians. They are looking like table toppers. Mumbai Indians, Rahul Chahar is obvious, right?
Yeah. Then they have, obviously Krunal Pandya is there.
Yeah. completely different type of spinners. They bowl differently. What, how do you say? I mean, their mindsets are different. So I mean, you can't say that they are the same. So you, I mean, move on from there. You come to Delhi Capitals. You don't need.
But within Mumbai, they have one person called Prince Balwant Rai Singh, Raj. Probably you might have heard about him, or I don't know. He is one guy that Mumbai Indians has high hopes on for the future, not in this tournament, because that guy has not played a list A game so far, but still they rate him very high. They have picked him at his base price 20 lakhs, but he's pretty impressive from the word that you hear from the cricketing circles. He is supposed to be very good. The guy to watch for in the later day editions.
Yeah, since we don't know, we'll keep it aside for now. I mean,
Anukul Roy is also pretty impressive. He had a very good catch. He took a very good catch, but he is from that 2018 World Cup, under 19 World Cup. Pretty impressive. You were talking about Delhi Capitals.
Yeah, so now look at Delhi Capitals. We don't need to go too far. I mean, we have two top guy, Ashwin, and this guy,
Akshar Patel. Of course, unfortunately, the other guy is injured.
Yeah, again, you have two different kinds of spinners. I mean, they are not the same. They are different, and both of them are successful, right? Till now, they are even though Akshar Patel went for some runs last match, he still managed to come back with a good wicket.
Very good wicket, man. That was a match-turning wicket.
So
he took the wicket of Sanju
Samson, yeah. Then you look at Kings 11 Punjab. I mean, Kings 11 Punjab straight away. Who are the bowlers?
Ravi Bishnoi and Murugan Ashwin.
Murugan Ashwin and Bishnoi. There are two guys. And forget everybody else. Yeah, forget everybody else. Even Maxwell managed to sort of get through because of your fear about that. He actually managed to get through 4 overs. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. So which again shows how, as a batting team unit, you are getting worried, and then unfortunately sometimes the captains and the data collectors sort of push that onto the bowlers also, which is to me.
They also have somebody called Jagadish Shuchit, who played
he's a Karnataka. He has played
Karnataka player. Yeah, he played.
He's a left arm spinner.
Left arm. He's a good. Apparently, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's a pretty decent spinner. He actually gets decent wickets, and although he's a batsman who can bowl, not a bowler who can bat, but then he's there. So move on. You look at Kolkata. I mean, again,
Varun Chakravarti.
We spoke about him. Sunil Narine we spoke about. The irony is Kuldeep Yadav is poor chap. He is actually.
Yeah, we need to talk of Kuldeep Yadav. He is apparently down. His confidence is not sky high right now, obviously. So they are not playing him.
Yeah,
which is pretty interesting because he is pretty much in India's scheme of things, but not in KKR's scheme of things. Yeah. Raj, talking of KKR, just about as we were going to record this show, Dinesh Karthik has relinquished his captaincy and has given it to Owen Morgan.
Okay, so that was something which we discussed.
It was kind of one cards, and it also exemplifies the fact that Dinesh Karthik is an out and out team man.
He has always been so which is fine. I think that is the way he has always been. I mean, I think he has batted at every position that he was asked to bat. So
he wants to focus purely on his batting
and
just as well.
Yeah, which is nice.
Just as well.
Yeah. So I hope that Kuldeep Yadav gets back. Although, I mean, see, as of today, even in the Test arena, I don't know how he will fare because his confidence is so low. Unless somebody builds it up, I don't know.
And he's a kind of a confident bowler who loves the essential rhythm.
Yeah. So, I mean, you come to Rajasthan Royals, you had Shreyas Gopal, who has probably played pretty much all the matches for them in recent past.
Exactly.
So he is one guy. Mayank Markanday, we have not seen too much of. I would love to see him actually.
See, he has played. I mean, he was picked for this 2019 T20 match series against Australia, right?
Markanday.
It's. I mean, he was kind of a not exactly a star. He was very pivotal in 2018 Mumbai Indians campaign, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, everybody had good things to say about him. I don't know what has
happened. That, he was sent to Delhi Capitals or what? And then he has moved to Rajasthan Royals, I guess. And he is now cooling his heels in the dugout.
I think Delhi Capitals bought him, and then they
kind of traded something.
They traded him for Mayank Markanday for this guy, I think.
Ajinkya Rahane. But as you said, I would love to see Mayank Markanday.
See, he has played for India A. He has actually represented. He has participated.
Indian cricket team Indian cricket selectors thought he would be a decent bet for T20 in the series against Australia.
And he has actually played one T20 match for
One
India.
T20, exactly, against Australia.
One T20 match, yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what is, when...
I mean, in passing, your idea on Rahul Tewathiyah's bowling, spin bowling? Since
I think he's a confidence guy. So I think the better he bats, the more he'll bowl. That is the way I see it.
I mean, that's the reality, and that's a good point.
Yeah, I don't think he's a bowler because I don't think as a bowler he can make the team. Exactly. I think it is more to do with his six-hitting capability that he gets in. Now coming to
who else?
Hyderabad. The last team for us. I mean, you don't need to go beyond Rashid Khan, I guess.
He was impressive, except the fact that the last two matches he was hit and SRH lost.
That will happen. See, that will happen. My point is, to all the people who say that somebody was hit, I'm saying that will definitely happen. There is no way.
As much as it did with Washington Sundar last night.
It will definitely happen. It is a question of your intent more than the fact that somebody will come and hit you one day. That's fine. I mean, there is no way. Tendulkar used to get out here. I mean, he is considered to be the god of cricket. And I remember yesterday, Ajay Jadeja was talking about Don Bradman. I mean, the guy needed only 4 runs in his final innings, man. He didn't get it. Okay, that's what happens. That's life.
A spinner took his wicket.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise, he probably wouldn't have been in the record books.
Eric Hollis, right?
Yeah. He wouldn't have been in the record books. Why is he known because of that? Like, just like you have Malcolm Nash, who is known because he was hit for 6 sixes. Tilak Raj. Stuart Broad, which is sad.
He's one of those modern day legends.
Yeah, he's a legend. Yeah. So, to me, I think spinners, somewhere, I think this IPL, despite the fact that the grounds are big, despite the fact that, batsmen will find a way to play spinners. Does that mean that they should sort of change their behavior? I don't think so. Spinners are that. I mean, I remember having this thing with Prasanna when Shane Warne was actually having a bad phase. I was in Chennai that time. Bala, you might remember. I had gone to the Pace Academy. Prasanna was walking around. I asked him, I said, what is happening to Shane Warne? He said, the problem is he's losing his action. Instead of going there, he's going this way.
Exactly.
And then when he went back there, this guy was back. So sometimes it happens to the best players. Best spinners, best bowlers, best batsmen, it happens. That's fine. So in my mind, I think,
But somebody like Prasanna, it's good you bring him up because we have all seen Prasanna also.
Yeah.
One who used his hip to generate spin.
Yes.
It's amazing. I don't see that very many bowlers doing that.
So I'll give you one more. Yeah, I'll give you one more example of that. Ravi Shastri, when he came into the Indian team, Ravi Shastri had a very sliding through action. It's a bit like what Jadeja does now.
Yes. Okay.
Kishan Singh Bedi was the one who actually asked him to use his hip. And then after that, Ravi Shastri used to put his right leg across and then use his hip to generate that turn.
There was a period when Ravi Shastri and Maninder Singh operated.
Yeah.
That was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Very short period.
And both of them were similar bowlers.
And Maninder Singh was straight from Kishan Singh Bedi school. In the sense.
Yeah, Kishan Singh Bedi used to have a big problem with Maninder saying he's not using enough of his hip. And and Ravi Shastri was not using. But then Shastri also changed. I mean, he changed for the better. He became a better bowler after that. I mean, if you look at
Shastri is a thinking cricketer.
Yeah, definitely.
He uses limited ability to the best.
See,
he always punched above his weight.
Yeah, to me, that particular action change was amazing because it's not easy to do. I mean, I used to, when Shastri was bowling, we were also trying our tricks in gully cricket, and I used to say, okay, this guy is doing it, let me try this. And I mean, after bowling 3-4 balls, you actually started having pain in the hips. I said, no man, not worth it. So let me bowl the way I'm bowling.
That's
awesome. So it's tough. It is tough. Believe me, people believe it is easy. No, it's quite tough.
Yeah.
So it is muscle
and
memory.
Spinners need to be experimental.
Yes.
That's why you like somebody like Chahal or Ashwin. Yeah. They are not afraid to try out new things.
Yeah.
Because once your spinner operates in a pattern, they get easily found out.
Exactly.
That's because they don't have the spin, so it's not going to. They don't have the ability of the pace bowlers to unsettle the batsman with certain amount of fear and intimidation. Yeah. That is never the case. Spinners have to think and work the batsman. That happens only if they are not afraid to experiment.
You set up, so which is why spinners get very irritated when they let go of the batsman. The batsman takes a single, right? Spinners get very irritated. All bowlers do.
They don't
spinners get
mind
even more.
being hit for a boundary.
Boundary, yeah. They know they can come back. When one single irritates them.
Yeah.
So I think
because you have seen, you're good. Sorry,
yeah, I think I was saying, and on that happy note, we should probably wind up because I think it's about, I don't know how many minutes. So you have some final words. I mean, I'm
no, nothing, because I was just going to talk about, reminisce about how Bedi or a Prasanna would willingly give away boundaries and then win those wickets. You buy those wickets basically sometimes.
Yeah, in Test match you do. See, in ODIs ODIs and white ball cricket, you may not need to do that, and yet that doesn't mean
you can't afford to do that.
Yeah, you can't stop experimenting. See, what are you changing? You are basically, spin bowlers. If you think about it, they have much more variations than they can generate compared to a fast bowler. Right? Fast bowler, you have swing, seam, slower ball, faster ball, all of that. Spin bowlers can actually change angles also. I mean, from where they release the ball.
One thing that should worry you is because of the, at least the image that batsmen have of spin bowlers in this particular tournament, they are afraid to come down the wicket, which is one of your pet peeves.
Pet peeves. Yeah. So see, that's what I'm saying. No, so spin. See, I mean, isn't this a complete weird situation, Bala? Because on the one hand, batsmen don't step out. On the other hand, captains seem to be using spinners like, with kids' gloves. I don't know. I mean, does that make sense? I mean, to me, they don't gel together. It's either one or the other. I'm saying, if you give them the freedom, you have selected them. You are there in the team. They're doing well. So let them do well.
Exactly.
According to the larger plan that you have in mind. So, for example, yesterday's match, if you see, two spinners we had. This guy Chahal came first over. He got back for 15 runs. Second over, he got back for 9 runs. Expensive. Put him aside. Fair enough.
But he managed to take that wicket, right?
Yeah. My question is, again, I'm not bothered about wickets or this thing. It was. The batsman actually, till that point, he figured you out, which is fine. It happens. Does it mean that you won't bring him again next time in the 4th over? That is where I have a problem.
But that's where this modern day strategy
analysis comes in. Yeah, analysis come in. That is where you mess up, is what I feel. Because
go by your instinct and understand this is a game, not a
Washington Sundar
boardroom strategy.
Yeah, what Washington Sundar. See, now boardroom strategies are for short term, medium term, long term. Here, everything together is 1.5 hours, man.
See, you have a situation where somebody like Harsha Bhogle is going to boardrooms and trying to impart the skills and ideas from cricket to boardrooms. But what is actually happening is people from boardrooms are getting into cricket and kind of spoiling it.
Yeah, I think that is a good note to end. I mean, if all the analysts. So actually, if you spell analysts slightly differently, the sound is not a very good one. Analysts, right? Yeah, they're quite anal. So I'll leave it there. So we want analysts to be analysts and not analysts. I'll put it there. I think that's.
And let's also clarify: we are not against them per se. There
is nothing against or pro here. This is bits and banter, but I will still say, for every data there is a context. If the context is not there, the data is completely irrelevant. I think that is what needs to be figured out. So if somebody comes and says that, okay, this guy is getting out to leg spinners more, maybe he has played more leg spinners. You need to figure that out. How many off spinners or left arm spinners played during that period? Can you collect that data also? Then it is data. Otherwise, it's
some of them are doing it, but
I don't know.
Not adequate.
Otherwise, the one I told you about, that was Pig's breakfast, nothing else.
Yeah, that's exactly.
So for me, that is the problem. You need to collect all sorts of things. So how many times fast bowlers bowl during that time? So let us say, so you are saying that so-and-so got out 20 times to leg spinners. Who else was bowling that time? Like you said, Bala, maybe the leg spinner was the easiest meat at that time. He went after him. Possible, right?
Quite possible. Yeah.
That context, where do you find that?
See, cricket is always a game of context. So
exactly,
captains are in a better position to analyze rather than people who just sit and analyze through Google Sheets.
Yeah, I ask Venkatesh Prasad. He'll tell you every time he bowled with Srinath, he used to get wickets. So ask Harbhajan Singh. Every time he bowled with Kumble, he used to get wickets. So there you go. As simple as that. Say on that happy note, I think we'll call truce. We didn't fight at all today, but then anyways.
Anyway, as fair, we also do well, kind of do well.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Bala. Thank you for being on Bits and Banter. I mean, Bits and Banter is just the two of us. And like I said, we welcome guests. Anytime you want to reach out to us, reach out to any one of us. More than happy, the more the merrier is what we believe. So see you soon. stay safe, and we'll catch up with one more like this, something special which we are actually trying to figure out from the entire set of matches. So
sure.
Happy watching. See you around soon. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.